Hello friends, welcome to IT Job Pulse. We have started PMP training program. This is the seventh video. So please allow me few seconds to share my screen and to share the topic of today. It's planning process group, that is scope planning. It's all about scope because scope decides everything. Scope is nothing but work to be completed in the project. So let's talk requirements, RTM and Agile Scrum with labs, right? So RTM is nothing but requirement traceability matrix like ATM, anytime money. So whenever you want to know from where the requirement has come, from whom the requirement has come, and what is the need is related to that requirement. So that you can find in RTM, that is requirement traceability matrix. And of course, we are going to be doing with labs as usual because planning doesn't have to be painful always, right? So learning objectives for today, understand requirement collection in waterfall. That is nothing but PMP, project management. Learn how to use requirements traceability matrix. Compare with Agile Scrum as per Scrum Guide, latest Scrum Guide. So one thing I want to tell you, in Agile Scrum framework, there is no designation of a project manager. But not to worry, I have seen many projects where they call it agile, but still they have a project manager. So that's nothing but hybrid methodology. Okay. So if you are confused about agile, waterfall, or hybrid methodology, then I have made a special video on that. So I will drop a link of that video in the description. For the time being, let's go to the next point, that is learning objective, stay compliant with PMI and agile principles. So PMI says that you need to follow the rules and regulations given by PMI. Having said that, it is customizable, organization to organization, project to project, and even agile principles. Whatever we say here, it's just a high level overview. So don't worry, don't get confused. We just need to make sure that we have a good understanding, better understanding, or the best understanding of all the methodologies and whatever terms used here. Okay. So yes, last but not least, humor included. Facts stay untouched. That means I have not modified any facts because I have added a humor. Okay. So it's a disclaimer. You can read it or leave it. Collecting requirements, that is PMP waterfall. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to refer to requirements management plan. That's a different topic altogether, but for the time being, you can understand we need to refer to the requirements management plan. I will definitely make a video on this topic in coming videos. First, collect and document stakeholder requirements. Okay, that is really important. Now, when we talk about stakeholder requirements, it's about like business requirements. Okay, so we have to make sure that we are collecting it and we are documenting it. Use interviews, focus groups, and surveys. So why we are doing interviews, focus groups, or surveys? The reason is to understand the stakeholder requirements. These are the various methods which we use. So outputs is equal to when we do this activity, okay, then it is giving us the output of requirements documents plus RTM. That is nothing but requirement traceability matrix. Okay, sometimes I also forget it. So you can connect with anytime money ATM. Requirements gathering is like a grocery shopping with your spouse, that is with your wife. You better make a list. So, guys, if you are married, if you are a husband, please tell me, have you got a shopping list on time? by your wife? If yes, please comment yes. If no, then please comment no. And if you are a wife, then please tell me if you have given the list of grocery shopping to your husband or not. It is just uh, like a simple activity which we do in day-to-day life. It is nothing to do with husband-wife role. Okay. Requirements traceability matrix. Okay. RTM links its requirements to, as I mentioned, source, need, objectives, design, test. Source means what? From where it has come, from which stakeholder it has come. Then need, what is the need of it? Like why we are developing this or why this requirement is there. Okay. Objectives of doing so. And in terms of design and test, it also helps this RTM document. So again, it helps in scope management, change control, and tracking. So what is the role of RTM in scope management? Because we have all the requirements clearly mentioned, and we also have from whom we have received it. Whatever scope we have made, it is based on that RTM. So any change is happening in the requirements, we can actually go back to RTM and we can check if the requirements have changed. So that is a crucial document. But having said that, most of the organizations have stopped using this. Okay. They are referring to limited documents. Okay. Change control tracking. Now, change control is nothing but, as I mentioned, whatever changes are happening, we are able to control that and we are able to track the requirements very well in terms of change, in terms of modification, in terms of achieving the project goals. RTM is like your project's memory. Without it, we are just guessing with confidence. Yes. I have recently come across to the same situation wherein I was uh, I was being asked about a situation where uh, like something happened and something was followed. I just guessed it. So my boss said that, "Are you guessing it or are you sure about it?" So the next answer was I gave is like I said to my boss that I'm guessing it, right? So when you have a requirement traceability matrix, you are confident because it is in front of you. That is been discussed. Okay, so that is why it is really important. Benefits of RTM, that is again in waterfall. It ensures requirements captured. Okay, so all requirements are captured very well. Nothing missed. Again, that is really important. Stakeholders trace status, like we can actually track stakeholders. Useful for audits, scope changes, which I have already mentioned in the previous slide. PMI alignment. RTM is a serious tool, definitely. As per PMI body, international governing body, it is a serious tool. And client says, I never asked for that. So the best answer, like, where if a client says that I never asked it, you can just give this RTM, requirement testability matrix. What happens in Agile Scrum? Now we are talking about Agile Scrum. As per Scrum guide, okay? No RTM. Instead of RTM, what we use? Product backlog. Okay? It's owned by product owner. Product backlog is nothing but the features or functions which we are developing, and also we are writing user stories in Agile Scrum. So there is, like, in Agile, basically we don't have this RTM. That's what I said, that most of the organizations have stopped using those. Prioritized list of features, that is what the product owner does. Okay. So product backlog is owned by product owner. It's continuously refined in sprints. Okay. Sprint is nothing but 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks iteration or a cycle, you can say. So Right? Agile is more of a change, okay? And change is welcome in Agile. In Scrum, your to-do list gets jealous of how often the backlog is updated. Yes, definitely. So the backlog refinement happens consistently in Agile. The reason is we said it that we said that we'll figure it out on the way. Okay. Where in waterfall, once the requirement document is signed off, that is BRD. Okay. Once it is frozen, you cannot go back, you cannot make any changes. Okay. Agile principles at play. Agile manifesto. Welcome changing requirements, as I mentioned. Collaborate continuously, definitely. So if I go back to again to waterfall, just imagine a situation that only one phase is going on, that is initiation, and only people from initiation phase are getting involved in the discussion. So here we don't have a developers, we don't have a testers. Okay. Now in Agile, it is like we consistently collaborate because we plan sprint. Okay. Every month, not every month, I will say. Like if it is a 4 week sprint, then every month we plan. If it is 2 week sprint, we have to be consistently planning the sprint. So altogether in Agile, all the team members are included in the conversations and we collaborate continuously in Agile. Working software is equal to progress. Working software means what? Now, imagine you want to develop an e-commerce application like Amazon. So you started working on that, and let's say after 1 year, you launched your application in the Google Play Store and iOS, that is on Apple. What happens here is like till the time you release your first product, Amazon has already added so many functionalities which you don't have in your application. So your application becomes outdated, right? So what is the benefit of Agile is we will deliver MVP, that is minimum viable product, right? So that like we will plan it to release the first product within 2 months. So what this makes sure is you are changing your application as per the change happening in the market. That is nothing but the working software is equal to progress. Simplicity is key. Yes. Why I said simplicity is key because it's like confusing. It's complex because most of the things are uncertain, but still we follow simplicity. Product backlog, evolving list. It cannot be fixed. That once we decide, because these are the features we will develop, and product backlog is done. No, it's consistently evolving. So agile, where changing your mind doesn't cost your job. So this is relevant to the project requirements. Okay, if in case uh, if you just change your mind, okay, for something else, then there might be a risk of losing a job. Okay, and if we have to be very precise in agile, there is no project manager designation. There is like only three team members are there. That is Scrum Master, team, Scrum team, and the product owner. So we will understand those things in coming videos. So let's do the basic comparison of waterfall versus agile Scrum. Waterfall versus Scrum. Fixed RTM versus dynamic backlog, upfront versus ongoing gathering. So in it is like fixed, it is consistently evolving, changing. Why it is fixed? Because we have captured it the requirements upfront. Okay. So it's in Scrum, Agile Scrum, it's ongoing gathering. Okay. Formal approvals versus flex adaptation. So approvals like, happens in waterfall. But in Agile, it is mostly time-based projects, okay? Or the product development, you can call it. So it is like flexible and we can adapt as per the change. Document driven versus product driven. So waterfall is more of a document driven. Whatever document we prepare, we will go by that. But in Agile, it is product driven. Waterfall is change, Scrum is jazz. Okay. So it's a quiz time. What tool is used in waterfall to trace requirements? Product backlog, risk register, RTM, wishful thinking. So guys, at least please don't give answer of wishful thinking. Okay. I think you got the answer very correct. That is RTM. Okay. So trace requirements, requirement traceability matrix. So C is the correct answer. In Scrum, who owns the product backlog? Okay. So at least please don't say project manager. Mhm. Okay. So product owner is the owner of the product backlog. So what's the funniest requirement you ever got? Well, I have got something, but that I cannot share here. So if you have something, some funniest requirement which you have got, so then you can comment. So it's a conclusion time. Plan like a pro. It's PMP, RTM, that is requirement traceability matrix. Don't get angry on me. How many times I'm saying RTM and say giving you the full form. Okay. Scrum is equal to product backlog, right? Same goal, deliver value. Stay structured, stay agile. Okay. Requirements don't get managed, they get invited back every sprint. Okay. So this is what we discussed about like waterfall, agile, and it was more of related to scope. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Catch you soon. Bye bye.